Hello, how are you doing? My name is Lauren Hazel, and I am the Story Brand Strategist. Thank you for clicking on the link, and this is exactly what you've asked for. This is sort of a back-end tutorial of Facebook and Facebook's Ads Manager. And this is to help you better target your audience so that when you actually do Facebook ads and use it to get more leads into your business, that you will actually be targeting the right people and you'll get the most out of it. One of the big issues with when it comes to those who are using Facebook in order to get leads is that they put the leads out there and the leads don't come in, and they wind up wasting a lot of their ad spend because they go after the wrong audience. So the audience is way too broad. Because think about it this way, you're using local ads. That's the point, is to have local ads. Well, in order to have local ads, you have to tell Facebook where you want your ads to actually go. And not where you want your ads to actually go, but the type of people who you want to be your leads in the first place. Facebook allows you to be really, really specific with who you want to see your ads and where. So this is a little bit of a troubleshooting video. That way you can go in and you can adjust your settings and your ads. That way you can have your leads coming in, and when you get to the point where you're calling them, they're not like, wait a minute, I don't want this, I don't want that. And because when you're cold calling, it sucks, but it sucks more when you're spending money for leads only to have those leads not be qualified. Right? You're not spending money on Facebook to have unqualified leads, contacting people who all of a sudden can't afford what you're offering or what you're trying to show off and, sell, and then they may not even want it. So this is going to help you prevent all that. That's one of the biggest issues that folks have when they're using Facebook to generate leads into their business. So get ready. I'm going to explain everything along the way. Okay, so when you get into the back end of Facebook on your ads manager account, you're going to see this pop up here. It says choose an audience to start. What you're always going to choose for you is everyone on Facebook. I know I just said we're going to get really specific. We are, but you need to choose everyone in Facebook because when you're sending out ads, you want people in your geographical area. So you got to let Facebook say, all right, Facebook's going to give you everybody for right now. But on this screen here, this audience insight screen, this is what this section is called, you're going to be able to narrow down specifically who you want and where you want to actually get your leads from, which is very important because you're selling things in a specific area. You don't want people in Arkansas if you don't operate in Arkansas, right? If you operate in the tri-state area on the East Coast, like say you operate between New York, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania, then that's where you want your leads, maybe. But if you operate in New Jersey and New York, that's where you want your leads to come from. Or if you only operate in one state, let's say you only operate in New York, you only want your leads to come from New York. And guess what? You can get super specific. You can say New York City, Westchester County, Syracuse, New York. You can get really specific in the area. So Facebook's really cool that way. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So first, I am in the United States. That's where Facebook is automatically going to take me. So that's where it should be taking you. Okay. Already we see there's 150 million to 250 million monthly active people on Facebook, and they're taking this from a demographic from 18 and up. So you might be thinking really quickly, wait a minute, 18-year-olds for what I'm doing, what I'm selling, I don't think they really have any money. Don't worry, Facebook lets you fix that too. So let's say in your geographical area, see country, region, or city, I'm going to put, let's say, well, New York City is a little interesting market. How about we do New Rochelle? New Rochelle it's cool. And then we're going to put, let's see, I'm going to type in some other random areas. And I'll keep typing in random areas. And actually, this is not bad. Between these two places, 40 to 45,000 monthly active people live in this area. So you know what? Let's stop here for now. I'll add a city if the numbers get extremely low, right? And so when the numbers get extremely low in terms of targeting, face, all these other wonderful things you see here, they start to disappear. So right now, 40 to 45 active users is okay. And the areas I picked are heavy, or actually housing areas for the most part. So Westchester, known for like, it's like a suburban area in New York City. So, you know, these two places I picked specifically because I know folks tend to have higher incomes in certain parts of these areas. And I didn't want to, I could put New York there, but you know what? Let's put New York, because usually that could give us some other specific areas in New York City, because New York City is divided into 5 boroughs. So, you know, maybe putting New York City isn't such a bad idea. So let's add them. There we go. So now we have a much larger audience, okay? And we will narrow this down. So automatically, if you know that your your product is not something that you're looking at an 18 or 19-year-old to get, then you can change that. What I always suggest, because the way Facebook will do or works, is that even if you said, okay, well, your average age is 24, if you stop at 24, they will charge you like you're going after 18 to 24. So you don't want to do that. Let's say we're going to hit the 25 folks. And let's say at the other end of your market, if you know who your customer is, you know, pretty much at 54. So we're going to do that real quickly. Do that. Here we go, 54. And just wait for Facebook to catch up. And there we go. So we got a nice chunk of people in here in these age ranges. And now we'll show you something real quick. So it tells lifestyle. So you get to know the lifestyle of so far the people who live in these areas according to Facebook. Facebook finds this out because a lot of people, well, we all put most of our personal business on Facebook in some way, and Facebook tracks that. So it's like a second Google in a way. Google knows just about everything about us, and Facebook is not far behind. If not so, probably more so in some cases. So, but right here you can actually look and see where the categories people fit into. And you can also see something cool like relationship status, or are you dealing with singles, or are you dealing mostly with married people, people engaged, you're in a relationship. How does Facebook know that? Remember the relationship status buttons, you know, usually sometime under your profile or in your settings, you can say, hey, I'm single, I'm married, I'm engaged. A lot of us do that because we like to show off our pictures of our weddings to our friends. So this is how Facebook knows. And of course, you can see, you know, most of the people are college educated, and some have even grad school education. So you can you can use this information to let you personally know more about your customer. In case you didn't know, in case you didn't, you know, because most of the time when you're selling something, you're not asking someone, hey, did you go to college and graduate? You know, did you get an MBA? Did you get a PhD? Most of the time, you're not asking people these questions. But Facebook will tell you these things. Facebook is also very good at telling us the particular job titles people have, which is great for you if you're doing ads, because you can get a little bit more specific, you know. It'll tell you, you know, legal services, management, sales, if they're in finance, if they're in healthcare, if they're teachers. Facebook will let you know. Just remember, we all put most of our business on Facebook anyway. That's why Facebook knows. So we're going to go back up here. Now, what we want to do is, now this is still a large group of people, okay? A lot of people. We're talking about in the millions, but not all these millions of people are actually looking to get a house, right? If your specialty is I sell houses, not all these millions of people are looking for a house. Some of them are probably looking for apartments. Now, if you happen to be in real estate and, you know, you're not in the I'm gonna get somebody an apartment, but maybe you're into selling houses or selling condos, you don't want to target millions of people. You will waste a lot of money very quickly on Facebook. Facebook doesn't mind taking your money, okay? They will let you run an ad that's not working forever. So if you're looking to sell houses or condos, you want people interested in that, and millions of people, especially if they're in New York City, are not necessarily, interested in buying a house or possibly a condo. So you want to, lower this number a bit. So a great way to do that is something called interest. Now that's that sort of section under here. It's right under gender. And as you can see real quick from gender, we're targeting both men and women. We can also change that. We can just choose men, and Facebook will only show us men. Choose women, only show us women. Facebook is really good at doing that. But for interest, we want to say, let's say you sell homes, right? So if you're selling homes, what you need to do in Facebook is kind of work it like this. So what would somebody who's interested in a home would be looking for? What kind of pages would these folks like? That's how you have to deal with Facebook in terms of interest. The interests are usually based on pages that were created already sometime in Facebook. So if the page is active, Facebook tends to be really good at saying, okay, if they like this thing, we're going to find the people who like stuff that's similar to that, right? So stuff like Home and Garden, which is magazine, and I believe it's a few Facebook pages in relation to that. If you own a home, if you own a house, you probably, would be looking into Home and Garden. If you want a garden, you would definitely look into Home and Garden. Like if I have an apartment in New York City, I'm probably not interested in the Home and Garden magazine too tough, right? So putting that will lower the amount of people. So you're only targeting specific people. So now we lower to about 1.5 million to 2 million monthly active users. Still a ton of people, but we want to get that a little bit tighter. Okay, we can get that a little tighter. So if Home and Garden is a great way to get people out, because now it took all the people out who only like in apartments, city living folks. What else is a possible interest of a person who is looking to own a home? What are they looking for? You could have all sorts of stuff here. If all sorts of stuff here, Facebook gives you a lot of options. So you can actually click on these things and it will turn around and give you a whole bunch of options, and then click on there and sub options. So vehicles, travel, all the interests, family, relationships, fitness, entertainment, business, industry, hobbies, activities, food, drink, all kinds of stuff. But allows you to type things in like I've been doing. So you know what? Let's try houses. You know what? Not house. Let's say new homes. It's a new home community on Facebook. Let's see if it has any relevance to us. Okay, so you can do a lot here. Let's see, new home, garden. Now, let's stop here for a second. Now, the other thing is, if you're selling a home or you have properties you're trying to get rid of, you want people who can actually have the ability to afford it in some way. So what Facebook allows you to do is you go straight down here, clicked on advanced. It's right under pages. You can click advanced. And what you can do is, oh, here's another one. You might want to do this too. Well, I do it because when I write ads for people, my ads are in English. If you speak multiple languages, you can plug that into here as well. What you want to do is financial. So what financial allows you to do, it allows you to target people based on what their particular incomes are. So if you want to deal with folks that have the more of the ability to possibly buy a home from you, or let's say that your bottom is 75 and we're going to go up. Okay, and you can also do net worth. I kind of leave net worth alone because I want to see what's going on, and I let Facebook do its magic. And then everything changes here: relationship status, education, well, pretty much the same, more grad school people pretty much. Most of the folks are married. Go back up. And look, we got 600,000 to 700,000 monthly active users. That's what we have here. So this is good. The more narrow you get, the better. Because this still is a ton of people. Still is a lot of people. And we can narrow it more if you only want to deal with folks who are married or things like that. You can do that in Facebook. Facebook allows you to do that kind of stuff. Like upcoming birthdays, someone's in a long distance relationship, all kinds of stuff. You can do it by politics. You can see if they're parents or they're expected parents. Facebook allows you to really get in the nitty gritty, really get specific with who you're going after. And the thing is, if you get this right here, see this right here is going to allow your ads only to be shown to people who fit these criteria, which means your ads are going to be more effective, meaning you won't waste so much of your money trying to get leads, and that the leads that you get will be qualified. You want qualified leads. You're trying to move your properties. You have properties to show. You want, to get people involved. You want people to call you. You want to call people. You want to be able to show them around. You want them to get them closer and closer to, closing a deal. Then you want your ads to go in front of the right people who are actually in the process or want to do that. And this is what this does right here. This is what it allows you to do. But I'm going to show you a couple of interesting tricks here, because what happens is, you have your Facebook ads and you put the pictures on your ads. It's usually pictures of the property. But you know that, if you really want to entice someone to even give you to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to fill out this information. I want to be called back about this specific property. You want to make that property a little enticing. You want to make that property attractive. So this is where you can make your property attractive. You could do it by getting the information in Audience Insights. You can go to purchase. And what this does, and it shows you their spending, shows you the type of purchases they make online. It shows you the kind of stuff that they buy. Go down. This is what I like. This is what I'm going to show you. In market for a vehicle. Now look, you're not selling vehicles, you're selling homes. But you can use this information to help make the properties you're trying to sell a lot more attractive. So the top car here is a luxury sedan, right? Or a luxury SUV. So what you can do is you can have a picture of a luxury sedan parked in front of the property that you're trying to sell and take pictures of it. Because these folks like luxury cars, whether they're sedans or SUVs. So you can, if your property has a garage, you can have the car like in the driveway, take a bunch of pictures and like, hey, this could be your house with your really nice car. So this information here will help you make your photos for your Facebook ads a lot more attractive. Because if I'm in the market to get a house, and I also like luxury cars, if you have a luxury car in front of a really nice property, I'm probably going to inquire about that, because if I get a luxury car, well, where do I park my luxury car? Well, you can park it right in front of your house. Actually, you can park it in your driveway. That makes your property that you're trying to sell much more attractive. So this is just a way that you can use this information in Audience Insights to actually help you make your properties look more attractive. Not only target the right people who are going to be interested and qualified, or more qualified, to work with you, but also someone who is very interested in working with you. And that's the cool thing you can do here in Audience Insights. But let me, you can also do something like this, like Page Likes is a really cool feature too. So what Page Likes does, What Page Likes does, it tells you all the pages that our audience likes. Now, our audience is still relatively big, and part of that is because New York City is a big city with millions of people, right? So what you'll start seeing is places that people like. So check this out. If you are selling properties in New York City, now I have New York City listed, and the Bronx Zoo seems to be a big tourist attraction or something that they really they like seeing. So this is what you can do. If the property you're selling in New York City is, let's say, only 30 minutes from the Bronx Zoo, that's something you can put in your description. If them being close to the Bronx Zoo or being near the Barclays Center or having the ability to get to those places or to get to Central Park is something of value to them, you can add that in your ad, which will make your ad more attractive. Hey, a beautiful property here. Look at your luxury sedan and go right in the driveway. And guess what? We're only 40 minutes away by train to the Bronx Zoo, or you're only 25 minutes away if you drive from where our property is to the Bronx Zoo, which is one of the attractions that your audience likes. So it's this kind of information that can help you sell your property more on your Facebook ad, so that when people are contacting you, they're like, yeah, they really want that property. It has the things that they're looking for. It's a beautiful property. They can imagine their luxury sedan or SUV in the driveway. They love that they're only 40 minutes away from the Bronx Zoo, or maybe only an hour away, hour away or so from Manhattan. You know, all these little things here you can add to your Facebook ad to make it a lot more effective, because it's nothing like having real estate ads where all you see is pictures of the realtor, and you see a couple of pictures of the house, but that's about it. Or you see a description of, hey, a 16, 5-bedroom house with 2.5 baths, beautiful area. People want more than that. People want to know how far is the city, how long will they have to drive if they decide to go forward with this house. They want to know, does this place have a driveway? Is their car going to look good? They want to know, in terms of tourist attractions, what's near them, how far these things are, and you can just specifically say, hey, Bronx Zoo is only 30 minutes away, you know um, Central Park is only 45 minutes away. Let's see what else they like. You're not far from, you're only 25 minutes away by car from the airport. you know all these sorts of things are very important to people, and you can use this information to make your ad a lot more attractive, not only visually, but also when you have the description in the ad written. So if you just use a little bit of this information from the audience insights, you will be able to create a more effective ad. Now, I'm said New York City because I live in New York City myself, but if you live in another state, you can do the same thing. You can plug in the city or the cities or towns that you operate in here. Facebook will do its magic and organize itself. You can say, hey, I sell to a specific age group mostly. Right there, you could turn around and put items like new home or garden, or if, let's say, you live somewhere where you don't live near a city, that maybe somebody's looking for a country living. If you have properties that are more in the country, you could put all these things in, and people who are interested in those particular things that have that value to them, they will populate in Facebook, and then you get to see where these people are with the lifestyle that they like to live. If you're targeting families, you can target by who has kids in their home. You could talk about who just got married, who is married. You can target by politics if you want to do that. Um, you could talk about incomes, which for real estate I would think is important. Are if you're attracting a bunch of leads that make 30,000 or less, well, your ad's not going to do very well, because you're sending your ad to people who make $30,000 or $40,000 a year, and you've already listed that this property is, $300,000. That's probably not something people are going to sign up for. But if someone's making 75 or 100,000 or 125,000, or even $50,000, which you can, between 50 and 75,000, you can, pick that too, like I just did. Facebook will adjust, and you can start targeting those individuals. right? So whatever you want to put in your heart's desire to who your ideal sort of prospect would be, who you would love to talk to on the phone, who you would love to give a tour of the house, who would love to give them their options, Facebook will allow you to do all of those things and more. And if you do this first, Audience Insights, it will prevent you from making a lot of crazy and silly, costly mistakes with Facebook ads. Because trust me, Facebook loves eating up your ad spend. Okay, they love eating up your ad spend, right? But with this tool, you'll be able to specifically say, okay, I only want to go after these people. And since I know that this particular group of people, they have liked certain pages. Like I know that they like the Bronx Zoo. Remember, I'm in New York. It might be the Cincinnati Zoo for you if you are real estate in Cincinnati. And he's saying, you know what? I can mention in my ad that, hey, my property is only 40 minutes, only an hour away from whatever zoo or whatever landmark that people care about, right? All sorts of stuff. You can even do by location a little bit. Now, if you want to get a little bit more specific, I've already blocked out the location. So these locations going to show me. So most of the people, like I said, are going to be in New York City because that's the most dense population. But what you could do is you could actually erase this and you could put whatever state you're in, and then you can actually click location and look specifically for you the counties that you are operating in, click those, and Facebook will target those for you as well. But I personally recommend that you just type in the cities or areas here first rather than do it from here. It just functions a little bit better here. So this could be a great tool. It's going to prevent you from making a lot of mistakes. You get to specifically target these individuals. And this is how you would do it. What you do is you would go to save and you would name your audience. So it could be, let's see, we can go real estate prospects. Um, yeah, we could do real estate prospects NY, NYC or something like that. Just make up a name, click save, and there you go. It's saved. So when it's time for you to launch your ad, you can just pull this audience up and your ad will go straight to them. And it's right there, nice and simple and easy. And this will make sure that your marketing is more targeted, your ads go to the right people, that it will intrigue the right people, so that when you get your leads start coming in, they're qualified and you don't have to hard sell folks and seeing a property. It'll be much more of a conversation than it is for you coming in cold. So this right here is all designed to help you be more successful in bringing qualified leads that are more ready to go, more interested in what you have to offer. So if you're running Facebook ads, I highly suggest that you go into your audience insights. You create an audience for yourself, like I just walked you through. Um, and then you look at page likes to see the kind of places that they like so that you can add that information into your ad, as well as looking at their purchase tab, which is at the end, to see what kind of car they drive. That way, if you're taking pictures of your properties, you can have that car positioned in that area. Or if you see that, hey, they seem to really like pages with gardening stuff on it, you can make sure that there's a garden out front in the house that you're showing your audience. All these little things will help you get more qualified prospects and leads knocking on your door. So without further ado, um, now you're ready to actually go out and kick some butt with Facebook ads, getting the most out of it so you can have leads, so you can be flooded with leads. So if you have any questions, you can always contact me at Lauren@storybrandstrategist.com. I'll be happy to answer any questions in regards to using audience insights to further make sure that you don't make any costly Facebook ad mistakes with your real estate leads.